Hello, everybody. Welcome to October full moon event, or the full moon open mic. I am Matt, joined by Kaitlynn.
Hello, everyone.
And Kaitlynn and myself have a Instagram account we just started up, probably within the last even few weeks, very recent. It's called creative.recovery. So it's for those that are in sobriety recovery that are looking for sort of alternate means to process what's going on up here and in here. Through artistic means. It's a great way to abstractly get some of these feelings and emotions and energy moving inside of you. So we created that, and yeah, pretty new. I don't know how has been your experience so far with creative recovery, Kaitlynn?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, even for me to sorry if you can hear, I have Penny walking around, my dog. Yeah, it's been great for me to just tap in further to my creative side, even and have that awareness of my creative side, and to put more priority on it for myself as a part of me. So definitely enjoying it so far. And as we grow this community even more, I know it's just going to get more and more exciting and more fun, and it's been already so great. So very excited to see where creative.recovery goes.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of animals in the background, she's been very vocal tonight. So full moon, she is a black cat, well, tuxedo, but primarily black. So
yeah,
and it is Halloween, it's her time to shine. So Trout has made an appearance, as she often does. Creative recovery has been great. I love the lack of expectation with it. Just kind of come as you are, put whatever you feel, right? There's no necessarily we aren't feeling pressure on each other, or I'm definitely not feeling, I can speak to it myself, to grow it or anything. It's just naturally kind of growing, right?
Yeah.
And people are kind of chiming in. And if you're interested and you're thinking, okay, well, what about photography? Pretty much anything that's even remotely artistic is on the table. I had Paul, who was in our group one of Recovery Roadmap, who's a culinary chef, and he's views and I know that you've gotten into this too, Kaitlynn, viewing food as artistic, with the colors and such too. The culinary arts, it is called, after all. Yeah. Right. So in photography, autumn right now, the most photogenic season, arguably, right? Drawings, you do your coloring books. I'm doing sober karaoke. I'm really excited to get that going on over a Zoom event, because that'd be really fun to do. Karaoke is one of those things that just was synonymous with I got to get hammered before I can sing a song, right? So really trying to reverse that, yes, and Trout agrees, I guess. So anything drawing, sketches, literally anything you can think of, digital art, it's all on the table. So if anybody that's listening to this wants to contribute, just DM us at the creative.recovery, and we'd love to help post your art, or of whatever form it may be. So we've been doing this as kind of a part and parcel with creative recovery, is these full moon events. So for first time listeners, we'll go through it. We've had a few episodes that you can listen to that give you a little background on it. But so Kaitlynn will read basically what the whole theme of this full moon is, because as you may or may not know, each full moon has a specific name and sort of a theme attached to it, depending on the time of year and such. And also, I will just quickly go over, we always have our moon water that we put out. So Kaitlynn's got hers in the sweet wide mouth mason jar. And Darcy, who sends her regards, I have hers ready to go as well. So basically what you do is you just fill up these special water vessels and put them outside. Maybe not in the wintertime, but you get what I mean. Right now we still can. And it's basically, you bless them and put your intention into this and offer it to the moon, and it supercharges the water, quite frankly, is the best way to put it. And then you can just have a sip on it here and there when you're thinking of the intention that you've set. And I mean, you can speak to your experience. I know you've used it on plants and had this, it's this miracle water. So I'll let you take it away. And if you don't mind, Kaitlynn, just the little bit about the theme of the moon that we're having tonight.
Yeah. So, I'll go into the moon that we're having tonight first. So this moon is called the Hunter's Moon, and it is named that because it signified to the hunters that the colder months were coming, and it was time to hunt and stock food for those colder months. Also, fun fact is that this moon appears pumpkin orange, which is fitting, seeing as it is appearing in October. So that is the moon that we're about to bless these waters under. And yeah, my experience with the moon water, yeah, I use it in my houseplants and they're thriving. And I was pretty new to houseplants, so it's exciting to see them doing so well. And yeah, I put an intention, or have put an intention to mine each time, something that I want to work on in myself or see come to fruition in my life. And it seems that, not it seems, everything that I have put that intention behind has come to fruition. So definitely super powerful in both like the physical sense of seeing it in my plants, and then in like my life and my manifesting in that too.
So rad. And I know Darcy kind of set this whole thing off for me, and then we started inviting you to them as well. And man, Darcy's had some enormous amount of luck. She's been doing it, I think it'd be coming up on a year now, and I'm just behind her a couple months, because after I saw what she was doing, I'm like, oh, I thought that was pretty cool. And then after I saw all the results from it, I'm like, oh, give me a piece of this action for sure. So so on behalf of Darcy, she just basically wants to put like a real, it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend too for us up here. So she was just really like grateful for everything in her life and all that. So she's doing this particular batch of moon water is just like full of just gratitude and thanks for everybody that's in her life, and that type of theme. So I'll pass that on to her. There's no necessarily negation acknowledged necessarily right way to do this. I mean, sometimes I voice it on these shows, like if it's like, okay, if it's something that it's fairly tangible, I will mention it. But I always have viewed it as a little bit as like, it's like when you blow out your birthday candles, you don't tell everybody your wish. So you kind of keep it to yourself. So, but recently it's worth noting, I had always been going for like an objective goal. Like I want, fill in the blanks. If I can get 5 of, this over the next month. Whereas now I've been kind of going back into like the intangible of like, what kind of, in the theme of like, what kind of person do I want to be that will attract those objective goals? So that's what I'm going for with this, without saying too much, right? The whole birthday candles thing. So that's what I'm going for that. Now, thanks for reading about the moon, by the way. I love the pumpkin orange. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. And let's, I know you have a poem, which is very much looking forward to that. I have a song ready, but before we do, I have these cards ready, and I would love to pick one for you, and perhaps it will factor in or have some kind of synchronicity with whatever intentions you're setting for your moon water. So let's going to take a nice big deep breath here. Let's take a big deep breath together, and when you feel compelled to let me know when to stop, I'll pull a card on your behalf. Okay, I'm going for it now.
Stop.
Okay, nice. I was kind of feeling that too, actually. Interesting. Okay, so we got the Hanged Man.
Okay.
Which, you know what? I got this one a little while ago. I'm kind of drawing a blank what it meant again. Let's look it up. The Hanged Man. Okay. There it is. Okay. So it's it's Sleeping Beauty. So it's an Italian fairy tale. The hanged man ceases forward momentum to avoid disaster and instead favors reflection. Sleeping Beauty is a symbol of stasis. With the options to sleep or death, she chooses to wait for the more favorable conditions. So it's about restriction, sacrifice, readjustment, or improvement, or the reverse side of it, which I tend to lean towards the positive side. Willingness, sacrifice, thoughtlessness, and martyrdom. Okay, so I guess the upright would be. So yeah, interesting. So it's Yeah. How would you interpret that? Does that resonate with you at all?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Cool.
yeah. Can you read just the first line of that one more time?
I sure can. The hanged man ceases forward momentum to avoid disaster and
Yeah.
instead favors reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just very, very, very relevant in my life. And again, without giving away the birthday candles in the intentions that I'm setting too. So yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. We have Shakya joining us here. He will be
Woo.
the next person I'll pull a card for.
Great timing.
Very cool. Yeah, exactly. Join the party. Let's see. Shakya, are you there?
I am here. I'm sorry for being late.
Oh, all good. Really happy that you could
Wow.
hop on board.
Yeah. How's it
Great.
going?
Really good. How about you?
Good. Yeah. Just was out on a really nice hike. Saw the sunset and then saw the moon rise.
No way.
Pretty epic. Yeah.
Oh, that's so epic.
Yeah. And then it just got like I ran into some delays and stuff like getting groceries and being late.
All good. All good.
Yeah.
Shakya, I have a question for you. Have you ever done like a moon event before? Like, do you know of moon water? Do you know of this?
I've heard of it. I've never done one, never partaken in
Okay.
one.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to invite you to do this. So Kaitlynn and I, Darcy was absent for tonight, but I got her. So basically we're just filling up like a special jug of water, essentially. Like you see, mine's got a crystal in there, and you put it outside, or just basically facing, like, if you can't get outside easily, like a window that faces the moon, and set some intentions into the water. Basically something you want to come to fruition. It can be something that's, whether it's like a tangible or like an objective goal. I'm asking for this over the next month, or it can be something like I want some help with this side of my personality that will create the type of person that will attract that. You get what I mean? So that's that. And then you can basically sip on it for the next month until the next full moon. And there's been some really crazy things that have happened. Like Darcy's been doing it for the last year, and pretty much everything that she's asked for, or like, blessed the water for, to like the intentions wise, has come to pass. So, and she's asked for some pretty crazy stuff. So we invite you to do that tonight, Kaitlynn and I, and Darcy has hers as well. So we're going to be putting those outside. So if you have any, I'm assuming you don't necessarily have a jug with a crystal in it, but no,
do not.
Fair enough. But if you have just like Kaitlynn, do you want to show yours? There's like the wide mouth mason.
Yeah. So mine's just like a mason jar, and then it has like pressed flowers on top. So just something that's special to me.
Okay.
Very cool. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can put something together.
Brilliant. Sounds good. And then we want to hear how your weekend went, because you did this. This is the weekend that you did the salsa dancing and such, isn't it?
It wasn't quite the full dancing experience. It was more of like meeting the person who would connect me to the group. And
okay.
happening Thursday.
Okay, cool. You had improv or something? There was one thing that you were doing.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah,
it's a bit deflating. I like did all these expectations for like what the week was going to be like, but yeah, no, they canceled because it was Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But
sounds good.
Yeah, I'll get my stuff.
Brilliant. Sounds good. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Well, in the meantime, while Shakya gets ready, I will pull my own card here. So the Hanged Man. Remember that, Kaitlynn. All right. Here we go. That one. The Queen of Coins. What that could mean. Let's have a look. All right, Queen of Coins is a Northern Australian fable, I guess. Doesn't say if one way or the other, but from Northern Australia anyways. The Queen of Coins is an eager mother ready to bring new life. The name of the person I can't pronounce has traveled the world, blessing her many children. She is always moving, loving, ever practical. She teaches her children how to help themselves. So a healer, luxury, being grounded, practicality, and movement. Ooh, I'm loving that one. I really enjoy that one. I'm putting that card
You know,
outside for sure.
I'm like 99% sure that when you pulled cards last time, that's the one you pulled for me.
Is it? Okay, interesting.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow, what are the chances, right?
Yeah.
Like really, that's crazy. And I was really drawn to that one. Like my hand went like diagonal. I'm like, it's this one.
Oh.
So interesting.
It picked you.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of neat though, eh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right on. Okay. We'll give him a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else? Yeah, and then how was the rest of your weekend? So the football with your dad?
Yeah, everything went really well.
It's good.
Just good. We went to had dinner with my in-laws on Saturday, and then hung out with my family today, and everything's good. And like you'll know, people who are in our October group will know, but I've been doing a lot of work on like redefining myself and being who I truly want to be, and it just really felt like a good step in that direction. So
Great.
Yeah, so awesome weekend there.
Great. So was there instances that came up that you could see yourself, what normally you would have acted this way, and you caught yourself, and perfect.
Yeah.
That's so rewarding.
I can feel like that like uncomfort or like that pit in my stomach a little bit, or that kind of thing starting. And then I just know to like breathe through it and relax. And, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't have to contribute to conversations, negation, acknowledged all the time if I don't want to. And so it's really great to just like be that super dialed into myself. So
yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. Great. Good for you. Because I find that, and it seems to be a recurring theme in this group, that family is what tests that the most, because that's like, they've known you since day one. There's these long standing patterns that have been, safeguarded and established, and man, those ones can get a little bit tricky to navigate, can't they?
Sometimes you don't even remember where they came from. So exactly. There's a lot of that. So yeah. How was your weekend?
Yeah, really good. Yesterday was amazing. Just what Darcy and I needed for relaxing. It was like 20 Celsius. So I kind of figure what that is. It's warm. It's unseasonably
warmer than it was here.
Right? Yeah. So that was great. So we spent pretty much all day outside, had a couple hot tubs. I got my good run in, everything in the morning. And yeah, it was great. Not so impressed with the Toronto Blue Jays, who were my baseball team.
No,
they were up 8-1, and then they lost 10-9. It was the biggest comeback from a road team. Like Seattle was the road team in playoff baseball playoff history, in over 120 seasons. It's never. So at first we were just like, Darcy had her Blue Jays jersey on because there's a guy named Jansen with the same last name as her.
Okay.
And and then it's basically, as soon as she put the jersey on, went from 8-1 to like the Mariners came back. I'm like,
mojo.
Perhaps we should have left the jersey inside.
Yeah, definitely. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit for anybody that was curious.
68. And so that's quite warm, right? For October.
Yeah. I mean,
right. Yeah. Definitely is up here.
Yeah. For this time of year, definitely.
Definitely. And I'm on my phone, so I can't see it. Shakya, are you back in action here?
I am. So I found a jar. Yes. I found water.
Yes.
And I also had this little it's a slip of the ayahuasca vine from South America. And it's not actually psychoactive like this piece. It was more of a piece that like I didn't know what to do with it up until right now. Like I'd asked the founder, like, or the person that had sent it to me, like, what do you do with it? They realized, like, keep it for, for good energy. It doesn't mean it doesn't have any medicinal uses, but just, and so I'd like kept it in this like tiny little drawer for months and months, not knowing what to do with it. And now I found a purpose. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
I was going to put it in the water, but then I realized it'll probably like soak through wood. So,
I set my crystals around it. So what you did. Yeah. Similar.
Yeah.
It's great. Excellent. Yeah. So Shakya, just to summarize, just set an intention for tonight, have it near the window so the moon can kind of have that connection with the water. And yeah, just you basically can kind of sip on it when you're feeling thankful or feeling like you need a little bit of bump on your energy or something along those lines over the next month. And yeah, we do these every month. They're really fun. So
That's wonderful.
yeah, totally, dude. So a couple things I'm going to do with you too is if you have any any like excerpts from a book or anything or a poem you'd like to read, we just go around the horn, and that's kind of the open mic part of it. Or if you just want to do a share, just let us know how your weekend was, do a check-in. That's entirely welcome. Just otherwise putting you on the spot unless you're like,
no,
yeah, look,
sure.
grab a book.
Actually, poem sounds great. There's this one poem I've been like meaning to get back to it for a while, so let me just get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds great. Oh yeah.
Like it on the spot.
Yeah, right.
Had a super cloudy night, and I couldn't see the moon until I just looked out right now, and now it's the clouds are breaking, and it's worse.
Yes. Epic. That's so epic. Good timing. Great timing. Yep. Perfect. All right.
So, okay, Wild Beast, that's on page 110. So this is one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I have sorry, I have one more thing for you, Shakya. So I do just in case this kind of cues something, or there might be a little bit of synchronicity for you as far as some intentions. I'm going to pick a card on your behalf. So just tell me when to stop. Oh my God, my cat is just going nuts in the backyard, or the background rather. Okay, so I'm just going to run I'm just going to take a big deep breath. Maybe we'll take a big deep breath together, and then I'll let you know when I'm running my hand over the cards, and then we'll see which one I pick here. So take a big deep breath together. Okay. Hands over the cards now. Tell me when you want me to stop.
And no.
Okay. We have the Seven of Swords. I will read it to you now. Seven of Swords. Sounds potentially violent.
I like it.
Here we go. Yeah. So it's Pacific Northwest. It's a Salish legend. The Seven of Swords is a trickster, and the coyote represents deceit in all forms, from small pranks to terrible scandals. He is clever and manipulative, but more often than not, he is caught in his own schemes, and he can pay dearly for them. So yours would be strategy, cunning, thievery, and manipulation. The other side, I did pull it upright, so we don't have to worry about the other side, but just so you know, conscience, confession, getting caught, outsmarted, or deception. So deception's on both sides there. Does that resonate with you in any form or fashion?
I can see that it's definitely a departure from my usual, from kind of the things that I like my usual way of being in this world, I guess. But I think it's interesting because there's value in being able to use some of those qualities in a meaningful and positive way. And I've been kind of thinking along those lines of like, I guess I've mostly been thinking about like manipulating my environment to like provide better cues so that I can, have a more fulfilling life, and like just, like more day to day, like benefit me day to day, and how to like strategize those ways to, I don't want to use the word like biohack, but something along those lines, basically, because there's so much of me is like coming from the subconscious, and I want to make it easier for my like conscious part to, like just take some of the burden off by like manipulating the world around me a little bit, just to make things a little easier. So.
Ooh, that's really good. I like that a lot. I was going to say, suggest that, because the word manipulation does get, it seems like such a nefarious word. Like we tend to look at manipulation as a negative thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right though. Manipulation can very much be used for like the force of in this case, force of good, or to force of helping you live a better life, right? So yeah, no, I love that, man. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to report back on this, because there's so many levers I can pull, so many little things I can do and tweak to make those changes. And I don't have, all of that planned out just yet, but that would probably be like beyond this month, as I kind of ease into a routine or like some sort of regularity. That's the sort of thing that I would want to focus on. So yeah.
Rad. That's super cool, man. Yeah, really, really good. I like it. Kaitlynn, do you have anything to contribute or say, or?
Yeah, no, I think, no, I agree that, especially, I mean, I've looked at manipulation in my life as such a negative, and like, there was a time in my past where I've done a lot of work on this now, but like, I was like, oh, like I was manipulative, and I looked at it as like a terrible thing, and like, just very interesting to have your perspective on it and be like, okay, like there is another side to that. So
yes, there's cool. Definitely good manipulation.
Yeah.
Just one other thing that's also coming to me is in particular, actually, no, now that you mention it, I've been thinking about it a lot more, also around my interactions with my parents, because with my dad specifically, I feel like I've reached a wall, and it's not possible for me to, I shouldn't say that it's extremely difficult for me right now to break through that. And more accurately, it takes way too much out of me to try and like break through that. And so I'm not considering, like that's not a path I can walk on anymore. And in order to preserve my sanity and still keep my desire to like look after my parents, because I'm an only child, and like they don't have anyone here in Canada, like there's no support system for them. And I don't want to just abandon them like that. And so I want to be there, and so a way out of that is for me to perhaps manipulate conversations, the way things get, the environment, again, the setting in which we have certain conversations, or how I approach them. I think there's some forethought and planning and cleverness that could go into those experiences, I guess, and I haven't necessarily been thinking that way in the past. In the past, it would just be like, I'm an adult. I can keep my boundaries, and I'm gonna go in because I know I believe in myself, yada yada. But that may not be the smartest way to go about things. Not when my dad has a lot of things to heal from himself, and it's just not happening for him, and I can't force that, but I also need to keep myself sane. So
yeah, the balancing act, right? Yeah. No, good share. I think Kaitlynn, I imagine you can comment on that. I know you've definitely had some success with exactly what Shakya is talking about, right? As far as finding specific time for your dad, finding specific time for your mom, as opposed to just having the 100% of the time as full family, as that can be where the troubling context or troubling areas of your experience can come up, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's somewhat recent too in my life, where I've noticed that like I love like now like our my one-on-one time with the both of them, and then it makes the family time like that much better, because like I see their authentic energies when it's just us, and then I also see the energy in the family, and I can just understand so much more like where everybody's coming from. And then like what you're saying about like the cleverness to the conversations, like I 100% am like that now. And like I was just talking about it earlier, like choosing when to not partake in a conversation versus when to be very involved in the conversation, those types of things. So like that could really go into that like cleverness or manipulation, like it could be described that way. So yeah, I definitely relate and understand there.
That's very good to know, and thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, this is great. This is going really. Just see, I'll ask you guys something as soon as we stop recording. I just want to make sure of something. But okay. Well, yeah. Who wants to go first? We got a couple poems, and I got a song on the docket here. do one of you guys have your poem handy right away? Oh my goodness.
Your cat might.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going first.
Yeah. I can go. I have mine.
Sure.
All right. So I wrote this poem today, and I wrote it for the moon.
Sorry.
So that's okay.
Cool.
Trout can be my
Yeah.
in there too.
Yeah, that's right.
always welcome in my poetry. Okay. So here under the moon, I express my gratitude for all our phases, thankful for all stages. Release what no longer serves me. Breathe in what lets me be free. Sharing what's inside, nothing left to hide. I sit here as fully myself, surrounded in my wealth, in the form of light and love. Full moon shines above. I set intentions that are new. I find in myself what is true. I look inside my soul and listen to what I know. As I walk away tonight, the moon beaming bright, I know that I am safe and guided in every way. As we gather around this moon and feel what's coming soon, we fill our hearts with what's right. Sleep well in her light.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like that one. I just had my eyes closed. And yeah,
Thank you.
Really felt it. So it was great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really good read
course.
too. Yeah. Yeah, you've got that nice cadence to your read and everything. So yeah.
Appreciate that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, Shakya, any other comments too? It sounded like you enjoyed it.
I'm just kind of wanting to let that like permeate.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the poem I'm going to read is called Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
Trout liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great. Thank you so much.
That was a really good read too.
Definitely. Yeah, Shakya's got that like audiobook voice, eh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you should start looking to doing some voice acting there.
Whoa. But yeah,
that's yeah. Can you text me the name of that the poet after we're done here? Yeah,
sure.
Great. I really enjoyed that one.
You can mention in the chat here as well.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'm just gonna get set up with this guy over.
She's got some gems.
Yeah. Nice.
She helped me through some difficult patches before, or her poetry did. I mean, yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm able to
Got a
see
pretty
that.
nice slope there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I haven't. I don't imagine I've shown you guys this before, but I'll give you a quick tour. Yeah. So like, this is like the main like jam area. So this is my office back here. Drums. That's Greg's stand-up bass there. Yeah. So like auxiliary sort of electronic drum kit there, and then yeah, my favorite part is like the control room. So I always had the fantasy of having like the control room glass, like when you see in the movies. And
Yeah.
so as soon as I saw that in this house, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take this one. He's like, you don't want to see any other houses? I'm like, nah,
No,
I'm good.
you're good.
I'm
You're
good.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's I lucked out. They did a really good job building this down here. So yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. Very fortunate. Okay, let's see. That'll be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah, so this is just one I've been working on. Don't have completely concrete lyrics. I have a theme though, so it's kind of got a bit of a give and take. Like I'm visualizing like two characters that have just met, and there's a tension and an uncertainty with the first character that's like in the verse that you'll be able to hear in the verse, and then it has like it's like a release that comes out of the introduction of the second character, which would be in the chorus. So yeah, I guess I'll just play it right now. Lift me up and tell me that I'm open. Lift me up and tell me that I'm open. To mean it's all said. Lift me up and tell me that it's open. Pleased to meet you. I'm not like the others. Let fear convince you to act like a lover. Pleased to meet you. I'm not like the others. Let fear convince you to act like a lover. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Lift me up and tell me that I'm different this time. I dream it's up, believe me, I've been open this time. Jesus, and I can say it on my bed. Lift me up and tell me that it's open, it's you. And pleased to meet you. I'm not like the others. Let fear convince you to act like a lover. And pleased to meet you. I'm not like the others. Let fear convince you to act like a lover. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
Hey.
That is all.
Woo.
Awesome. Cool.
Good job.
Thank you.
Very nice work, brother. That was
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of see where I'm going with it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's like awesome.
What did you guys think of the like the tension and then the release part? Do you felt like it
Yeah,
was working? Was it effective?
Totally
Okay,
got
cool.
it. Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's
Good, good.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Right
Feel
on.
that, which is cool.
Very cool. Very cool. I was getting a lot of imagery. Like I tend to, when I'm writing music or specifically lyrics, I get like imagery in my head and then just try and filter it into the actual lyrics. So, just with the theme of the full moon and all that, I was definitely feeling like somebody is sort of like lost on a trail as the sun's already kind of gone down and they're trying to figure their way back out and they run into a stranger and there's sort of this interesting meetup for the first time. So I was definitely getting that imagery, which is this time of year is amazing for that kind of imagery with like Halloween and everything too. It's easy to kind of get a spooky kind of theme to it,
Right.
That's so like, yeah, that's impressive too, that you can like translate that to music. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. That's like, that's how I like to present it anyways. That's how I've always like right from day one, just trying to make like little mini movies, if you will. So
Nice.
but
Can I
yeah,
ask you one question? Just
yeah.
like so what comes kind of first? Like, do you have the melody that comes to you, and then
Mm.
you find the words that fit, or is it? I've always wondered.
Yeah, for me, it's always the melody.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's like if I'm really happy with the melody, I'll be able to have it in my head, and then I'll remember. I'll often what I'll do is I'll record it, and it'll just be kind of like a bunch of jargled, like, yeah, not quite formed words, and
Right.
then I will play it back and then start placing some words in there. As far as so
Okay.
yeah, melody. I'd say like 98% of the time I get the melody first and then I just notch in some words
Cool.
afterwards. Yeah.
And is it often like the melody, or like do you just start like doing some chord progressions and kind of like
I,
or
again, pretty much I'd say 95% of the time I will do the music first. Like I'll just do some chords
right?
and then just kind of,
Okay.
it just sort of comes to me that way. Every
Right.
now and then, having said that, I'll wake up from like a really vivid dream and I get like musical ideas in dreams. And then they go so quickly though, right? So I'll grab my phone right away and then hum it to myself. So I've written a few
Wow.
songs like that have been based on like music I've heard in my head in a dream or something. And then
Cool.
I like hum it and then then transpose it on the guitar afterwards.
Right.
So I've had a few like that, but those are pretty rare as opposed to
Okay.
yeah. I'd love to hear, because you said you're getting back into guitar. I'd love to hear something that if you want to play for one of the next couple full moon open mics that we do. Be really cool.
Sure. Except like that's the thing. I never I've always struggled. I don't want to use that word. I've like found it. I haven't quite gotten to the point where I can comfortably translate creative ideas into music. I might be able to do that with like paint or watercolor or whatever, but like
Oh, okay.
music, found it really challenging. Like I don't know if it's just with English and like words, I can't seem to get it into the form of a song, like the structure of a song. Um, like I can noodle around and a little bit. I'm very much a beginner, but yeah, like I haven't quite managed to write any songs. So that's why I was just curious. Like it's such a fascinating
Okay.
question to me.
So one other thing I would recommend, and even a guy like Bruce Springsteen says he's done this, is like just find a song. Like you're a big fan of Neil Young, so if you got a Neil Young songbook and
Mhm.
learn some of his songs, just the chords, and then literally just copy it, and then just so you can get like get the idea of it, right? And then you can start
Okay.
putting your own words to it, and it's going to sound very derivative because it is and it will
Right.
be, but at least it's going to give you the idea of, oh, okay, this is what he does for the verse, this is what he does for the chorus, and then from there
Yeah.
it starts morphing into your own stuff.
Interesting.
i
That's a pretty
i
good advice.
yeah, that's how I started. All my songs were like Bob Dylan ripoffs, or I literally just had his chord progression, but I'd change it up a little bit, put my own words to it, call it mine. And there's so much by borderline plagiarism, especially in music, you know what I mean? Or borrowed, they always say, but it's like, man, it's pretty hard to pretty challenging to do something completely original these days.
Right. Yeah.
So that could help you. That's a suggestion that's worked for me for sure.
Good to know. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, guys and gals. Well, any final words or anything to share before we put our moon water away for the evening?
This was a great call. I'm feeling ready for this. Yeah, this intention to be set.
Definitely. Yeah, me too. Shakya, I'm glad that you're able to make it. It's what was your experience like with it? You feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm just always just so happy to be not be honestly, like my biggest thing has just been like here in Thunder Bay, just been this overarching sense of being isolated. And so to have like you guys to even if not directly on a call like this, but even just the little phone check-ins, like even that, just knowing that like it's being witnessed, like that itself has been incredible, and probably the biggest strength of this group, like the community aspect of it. So that's why I keep going back to that over and over, because that's like
rad,
such a big deal, I guess, for me, and just given kind of the context I'm in and would have been in for a really long time.
Yeah,
so, no, it's fantastic. And specifically, Kaitlynn, thank you so much for sharing your words and your poem. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks, Kaitlynn.
And your talent. That was
Thank you.
Well, and yeah, thank you as well. I thought it was great to go around the horn and just some good shares, and then some artistic shares as well. And yeah, here we go. It's a great way to kick off the full moon, of which is coming up tonight. By the way, I think it was before you came on, Shakya. It's been revealed that this full moon is actually going to have an orange hue to it. So it's been kind of deemed as like a pumpkin moon, which is amazing as we're leading into Halloween, which is very cool. So yeah, a little factoid for you as well. So look for the orange tint to it. And yeah, I think we can put a wrap on that for tonight then, everybody. Yeah, rad. I'll email you guys some details for the group call, and then other than that, we'll just be seeing y'all on the check-ins.
All right.
Sounds
excellent.
Great. Bye.
Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.